when service monitoring in the cloud hits a roadblock. As we've discussed before, migrating to a cloud environment exposes the critical need for crystal clear visibility into the operation of your applications and services, wherever they run, by accessing the communications flowing between the various components. When problems arise, and they will, the success of your organization ultimately depends upon the rapid, objective identification of the underlying causes, supported by clear insights and direction on how best to resolve them quickly. And that requires access to the wired data. Specifically, gaining visibility in the public cloud means acquiring the packets either from inside the virtual machines, typically by installing software on the virtual machines that inspects the traffic when it's inside the instance, or by leveraging traffic mirrors owned and operated by the cloud service provider. These traffic mirrors make copies of the traffic to and from the cloud instance and send them to a monitoring tool such as those from NETSCOUT. You could say that one approach collects traffic from inside the virtual machine and the other approach collects traffic from the outside. In either case, the objective is to extract wired data, apply some type of service intelligence algorithm, and convert it into smart data and actionable insights. And that brings us to the next point. What happens if you can't take advantage of traffic mirroring from your provider? Many people plow ahead and expect the provider to offer traffic mirroring, and when they suddenly discover that it's not available everywhere, the project is derailed. Well, here's the good news. The alternative approach, that is, monitoring your services from inside the virtual machines, is often better because it gives you consistent visibility regardless of where the services are running. But there's just one little catch, and it's not technical. Installing that monitoring software can sometimes foster resistance from the DevOps teams who are concerned about the possible impact on their applications. And in some cases, from the infrastructure teams who are worried about additional resource consumption on their servers. That's certainly understandable. They likely have service-level agreements for the performance and availability of their applications. But perhaps we ought to step back and take a broader holistic view. All things considered, truly effective service monitoring and troubleshooting requires access to packet data on the wire. Time and again, we find that looking into packets reveals what's happening, who's involved, where the problem lies. To put it simply, packet-level visibility is critical to speedy troubleshooting, even if that means that we have to add a bit of software in some places. That does not at all detract from the concerns of the DevOps and infrastructure teams. Hats off to them. They persuaded us to implement controls into our monitoring software that allow you to dial down the memory footprint and shrink the processor load and minimize disk space, all to ensure that there's no impact on the services that you're monitoring. Okay, it still might warrant sitting down with a broader team to discuss why access to high-fidelity wire data is essential to keeping your applications running 24/7. But the payoff is that your organization remains highly competitive and everyone wins together. One final observation. It's not an all-or-nothing deal. You might end up with traffic mirroring from the provider in some places and special software running inside the virtual machines in others. In both cases, the quality of service intelligence remains the same. The workflow is the same. The insights are the same. The only difference is how and where you're accessing the traffic. You get consistent visibility across the entire system, regardless of how you access the wire data. In summary, the important thing is to align the organization behind the need for high-definition, 24/7 service visibility in the cloud before it's too late, and then you'll all be successful. Until we meet again, happy cloud migrating.